Today we're going to take a look at how to use our Chromebook calculator. This would be if you prefer this over a handheld calculator. If you don't have access to a handheld calculator, the Chromebook calculator can do just about everything that you need it to. Okay, so the first things first, I found it by going down to the launcher in the left-hand corner, and it was right there when I found it, but also you could search for it or whatever, and it pops up just as a small little calculator like so. So that's really not going to help me all too much. So I want to press this button right here to make it a large calculator. Now it's going to give me a lot more functions than previously. So I have all the basic numbers and operations right here. Those we know what to do with. But this darker green section is really what you're going to worry about this year. The light green you probably won't see very much of until you're in a later grade, but we will use some of the functions in the dark green. Okay, so the first thing I'm thinking of is in Module 1 for 810, and then I know throughout 930, we deal with squaring numbers, cubing numbers, exponents, and taking the square roots and cube roots, and so we want to be able to use that to our benefit. Okay, so we'll start off with just basic squaring something. So squaring something is pretty easy, right? So if I want to find the 8 squared, I'm going to press the base, which is our 8, and then I'm just going to press this x squared button right here. Okay, and that's going to square it. And that will work for any number when you choose to square it. Now, if I want to get rid of that, I don't want that on my screen anymore. Okay, I am going to press the AC and it will wipe it away. Okay, now if I want to find a number to a different exponent than 2, let's say 3 or 4, whatever it may be, let's find 4 to the third power. So same thing, I'm going to start by pressing my 4, which is my base, and then this time I'm going to press this button right here that's y to the n, okay? And so this is showing that I'm using a different exponent than the 2. So I'm going to press that next. I have to make sure that I have the base in there first. So 4, press the y to the n button, and then our exponent is 3. Okay, and then I'm going to hit equal, and then it's going to give me 64. Okay, so again, I'm going to clear that. Now, if we wanted to find the square root of something, okay, so let's say we're trying to find the square root of 81. Okay, we know that that number is 9 because it's a perfect square, but let's make sure. Okay, I'm going to start by pressing 81. Okay, you always want to start with the number first, and then I'm going to press this button right here that is next to the y to the n. Okay, and that's our radical symbol, and it's going to give us the square root of 81 is 9. It does look a little bit different than what we draw in class. We usually draw a line on top of the 81, but I think it's just the way that they show the symbol. Okay, and this will also work for non-perfect squares. So if you're approximating square roots, let's say we want to find the square root of 53. Okay, we know that's not a perfect square, so let's see what that is going to equal. Okay, that's going to be 7.28010988928. You're going to see lots of decimals when you're finding the square root of a non-perfect square.